Mom, what's going on? Nothing, my son. What do you mean nothing is happening? Are you crying with your suitcase and everything? Are you going on a trip? Is that it? No, son. Leaving. What do you mean leaving, Mom? I really like having you here in the house. My wife also likes having you here in the house. Why are you leaving like this?
No, son, it's nothing. It's because I decided to leave, really.
Mom, just tell me already what happened. Did Daniela say something to you? Or when I wasn't home? Did she say something that offended you?
Paolo, nothing happened. That's right. It's me. Just leave it like that.
Mom, I think it's better if you talk. If you don't tell me, I'm going to find out, and it will be much worse.
Uh-huh. Oh, my son, it's not because Daniela kicked me out of here.
What is it, Mom? Did she kick you out? How does she have the right to kick you out when this house is mine?
Oh, my son. The house is yours, but you don't know anything about what happens in here.
So, Juan, tell me what's going on.
My son, a lot of things have been happening ever since your dad left. She humiliates me a lot. She doesn't let me eat with her at the table. She makes me eat on the floor. When you're not home, I have to sleep on a mat in the living room. So my son, I'm suffering a lot. She's humiliating me way too much. And now, finally, she kicked me out of the house. She said she doesn't want me here anymore.
What gives her the right to kick you out of this house? And she isn't even the owner. Later, I'm going to have a very serious talk with her. This is not going to stay like this. Not at all. Who does she think she is?
Look, my son, I don't want to create any trouble between you two. It's better if I just leave. Let all this be.
No. You know why? Because she has no right to vote to choose between her and you in this house. I wouldn't do that to any mother. If her mother came here, I would treat her well, as she should you. If she dislikes you, she must respect and treat you well. If she's indifferent, she disrespects me too. Regardless of what you've done, if she really doesn't like you, she's going to have to put up with it. Respect you and treat you really well, because this is my house, not hers. So if she doesn't like you, if she's indifferent to you, means she doesn't respect me either. Because for me, mother is essential, and that's the first thing I'm going to do. She's going to be my priority. If I have to choose between you and her, of course, it's obvious that I'm going to choose you, just like I'm sure she would prioritize her own mother. So, she has no right to disrespect, kick my mom out of the house.
Son, but I don't want to create any friction between you two. Lucas says, hey, I'm leaving, and you two can stay here because if you're happy with her, I'm fine with it too.
Calm down, Mom. That's not going to happen. You're not leaving this house. So, if she really decides to separate from me, it will be the best for both of us. So, you're going to sit right there on that couch, calm and peaceful, because I'm going to sort this situation out. I'll talk to her myself. You can sit here, and those bags, you put them away in the bedroom. Okay? Daniela.
I didn't want to create problems for my son.
Daniela. With what authority did you have to send my mother away from my house?
Pedro, what are you talking about? I'm a perfect daughter-in-law for my mother-in-law. Everything I do for that woman, I cherish her as if she were my mother. I didn't do that. I would never do anything. Her, Paulo, where did you get that from?
Danny, stop being silly. I found my mom already with her bags, leaving for home. And she told me everything you did to her. You made her eat on the floor. She accepted that she would eat on the table. You offered her bad things and especially mistreated her. I'm just gonna tell you one thing. I will never accept this, never, in my house. And you think it's acceptable to do that to my mother.
You want to know something, Paulo? I really did send her away. I really did all that to her. You know why? Because we got married. Have you seen that state? Whoever gets married wants a home. We should be alone with our intimacy. Not with your mother, for God's sake. Where do you live, man? Much more than that old woman in the middle of us, okay? I am your wife. You do everything for her. Everything. And me, I should be your priority. Paulo, I'm not... You're gonna have to choose me or her.
All right, then I'll get that payment. Of course. And I'm going to take advantage of it. I'm going to sell this house and everything inside it because everything in here is mine. Okay? Especially since we got married with total separation of assets. So you have no right to anything that's in this house. And after I married you, I only went backwards. You are a backward person. You are an extremely pessimistic person. And on top of that, you still mistreat a mother.
Are you going to trade me for that pest? I can't believe it. I really can't believe it, Paulo. For God's sake, you're mommy's little boy anymore, Paulo. We got married. Let your mother live her life.
My mom can't be alone. There's no one to take care of her. Why can't I help her and have her stay in my house? Do you know why you don't want to? Even why When you met her, you knew about her existence and that she would live with us. I am Anita's only son. There's no one for her. At any moment did I tell you that I would abandon my mother because of you? I would much rather separate from you 1,000,000 times than go through this. My mom has suffered too much. She doesn't deserve this. If you can do this to my mother, just imagine how you'll be when you actually become a mother. How are you going to treat your children? Cruel person. I found my mom there crying. A heartbreaking scene. Look, I don't understand anymore, okay? We can't be together. Please, can we just end this?
Paolo, for God's sake, you're not going to do this to me. You don't have the guts.
I already did. I'm giving you 24 hours to take all your stuff out of this house because I don't want you anywhere near me, not even as a friend, okay?
Paul! Paolo, come back here, please. Don't do this to me, please.